Hello, and welcome to the Carolinas Luxury Real Estate Podcast, Christie's Luxury Expert Series, where we talk with Christie's agents all over the country who are experts in their luxury market. I'm your host, Sam Sparks, the broadcast audio coordinator at Ivister Jackson, Christies International. Joining me to discuss Christie's luxury brand in their market is Jennifer Banner and Mark Haldeman, who are experienced agents with Christie's International Real Estate, Aspen Snowmass, and Aspen, Colorado. Thanks for joining me today, Mark and Jennifer.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. I was glad to get you guys on here today. So can you start off by telling us a little bit about y'all's real estate careers and kind of what brought you to Christie's International?
Ooh, that's going back a long way for me. I gotta tell you, I'm 28 years in the business. Started off with an independent company here in Aspen called Kelly Properties, and then moved over to Sotheby's and was with Sotheby's for 14 years. And then Christie's came knocking on the door after Jennifer and I decided to partner up. Christie's came knocking on the door, offered us a partnership in the company, and we decided to take that. So we've been with the organization now for a little over 3 years. We've had great success in our market and thrilled to be members of the Christie's community. Wish we would have done it a few years earlier, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. Okay. So can you tell me what's happening with real estate in your area?
Sure. We've had a very busy couple of years since COVID pandemic started. And now where we sit is we find ourselves in an extremely low inventory environment. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this as far as, just the lack of available properties for buyers. I would say we are still experiencing very, very strong demand. Demand does not seem to be waning at all. So our challenge today is just finding those sellers that are willing to sell. The trouble that they run into is where do they go from there? So it's a challenging time. It's been a busy couple of years, and we've had a lot of success, but we're still out there beating the bushes for properties for our clients.
Yeah, quite literally knocking on doors, to see if people will sell. And to reiterate what Jennifer said, everybody's like, oh gosh, I can't believe my property's worth that much, but where am I going to go if I sell? And that's the dilemma that I'm sure, we're not the lone rangers in that regard throughout the country.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a common problem in every market right now, even price point wise. It's pretty common. And then of course you said you're knocking on doors. I mean, great area to knock on doors, just like the listing in that photo behind you. You got some prime real estate out there. Yeah,
that's a shot of our listing. That's direct ski access into from Aspen Mountain. We've got it listed for $75 million. It's the highest priced active listing in our market right now. And what's incredible is that we have to qualify people to get in, and we've qualified at least a dozen billionaires to look at the property at this point.
Wow, that's incredible. 75 million. Wow. Okay, so what are the top drivers of interest in your area? Why are people looking there?
You want me to take that?
Sure, go ahead.
Sure. I mean, I think Aspen's just world-class in every aspect. Certainly we're known as a ski destination, but it's just so much more than that. Our summers are maybe even better than our winters, to be honest. We have everything from, the best in the arts and the best in culture to dining and shopping. It's just truly the best of everything here.
Yeah. I mean, people used to say that they come here to ski, and once they stay for the summer, they're hooked and they're here forever, because the summers here are absolutely fabulous. But, it's been going like that for a long time. We have world-class skiing. We have a world-class music festival. I mean, I've seen everybody here from Yo-Yo Ma to Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and it's all in small venues. Our culture is beyond compare. We have everything is just done to the nines. It's just first class all the way. So when the pandemic hit in particular, people were really looking, I think, for ways to escape the city, and a lot of people just came here and never left. And so we're delighted with that.
Yeah, I think I'd probably be one of those people too. Okay, so we see that you're both very active on social media. So how is that impacting your ability to get exposure for your clients and attract new ones?
Sure. I think, social media is it's a marathon, not a sprint. I mean, it's just staying top of mind with your clients, but also with our referral partners, with other Christie's agents around the country and around the world that we've made really strong, relationships with. And so, getting on there and not just what we post, but also commenting on other people's content and engaging with other people has been really successful for us. And I think, we've definitely gotten some listings from it, from just sort of being top of mind when someone was ready to take that, step to sell their property. But it's just consistency and sticking with it. It's not something you see returns on in day one, week one, even year one. You just have to keep after it and keep on there. And, it pays off in ways you don't even sometimes realize, I think.
Yeah. And I love what you said. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Consistency is key with social media for sure. Okay. Well, you kind of touched on this next one. How do you network with other Christie's affiliates around the world?
Yeah, well, we're thrilled to be hosting the Master Circle come this April to show people what Aspen's all about. That's going to be a great venue for us. I think there's already 80 people signed up for it. So we're super excited to show people what we're about here in Aspen. Those who have been here before, we're going to take them skiing and do some fun stuff. And those who have never been here, we're going to tour them around the city and show them what we've got to offer here in Aspen. So that's just one of the things that we've done. We're pretty strongly involved in all of well, at least we used to be before the pandemic, but we were going to all of the events that Christie's was hosting and really enjoyed meeting people from around the world. In fact, we met the guys from Portugal and then ended up going over to Portugal, and they hosted us for dinner one night, and the gals from Vegas are always fun to hang around with. And so we've just really enjoyed branching out and doing that. Networking to us is really, really important. We understand the value of networking, and it's paid off for us through referrals on a very consistent basis. We sort of look at it as low-hanging fruit, and we like to pick that low-hanging fruit. So we're active in the network for sure.
Absolutely. And what would you say one of your biggest feeder markets from other Christie's markets are?
It's exactly where you think. I mean, we're a resort community, so it's New York, it's Chicago, it's Dallas and Houston, Miami. Particularly those latter three in the summertime when they're wanting to escape the heat waves and all that sort of stuff. You come from Dallas where it's 110, and you come here in the high in the middle of July is like 74 degrees with 20% humidity. So those are our strongest markets, along with LA and San Francisco. And most of those, interestingly enough, are served by direct service by airlines like United and Delta, and they come straight from the big cities right to Aspen Airport, which is just amazing. You land at Aspen Airport, and 10 minutes later, you're in your hotel. Really a huge advantage for us.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense. Convenience is key. So what has your experience been, either of you, with the art auction house and that whole side of Christie's?
Well, we had an amazing experience last summer. We actually, our local office here, we partnered with the auction house to do some pop-up galleries in our office space right here where we're sitting. And it went on for about 6 weeks last summer. We had 3 different exhibits that came through, and the auction house threw, some, receptions and things like that. It was a great reason for clients or people from Aspen to come into our office for something other than real estate. So I think we really got a lot of mileage out of that, cross-promoting with them.
For sure. I mean, we had like $70 million worth of art at any point in time hanging in our office. And, the gatherings were terrific. We had social events, we had champagne afternoons, champagne cocktail hostings, and it was a huge success to be able to do that.
Yeah, I can imagine. I always tell people, what better way to fill your luxury house than with luxury art?
Yeah, and it's funny, our office, actually, we have amazing art in our office all the time. And we actually have we can't see it, we have the background here. You're sitting behind us, you have a Lichtenstein sign here. And you can't believe the people that come off the street into the office and they just said, "Oh, I'm just here to look at the art." And, you get to strike up a conversation with people that way. So we try to showcase the art and sort of strengthen that, connection for people in their mind with the auction house.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're also in an A+ location. We're directly across the street from the Aspen Mountain Gondola. We've got really high visibility very important as we see it. It's been a huge draw to bring a lot of walk-in clientele to us, and we've been the benefactors of that on a couple of occasions. So the combination of the artwork in the office and high exposure has really led to a lot of people coming through our doors.
Yeah, that's great. That's really good to hear. So Christies International uses the phrase luxury defined. What does luxury mean to you?
Yeah. Okay. Well, for me, it's a state of mind more than anything. It's being able to afford and being able to live the way very few people in the world can do. And, I think that Christie's is the epitome of that. We here, we're not the biggest office. We're not the biggest firm in the Aspen or Snowmass area, but, we compete with them extremely well. And it's because I think we're a little bit more selective. We like to call ourselves a boutique office. And I think that we cater towards that to the extent that we can. I mean, nobody turns down listings around here. But, I think when high-end people, like, for example, our $75 million listing, that particular seller really liked the idea that we were more of a boutique office and that we had this global experience, that we could offer him. Obviously offices being in London, Paris, and New York and things of that nature. Those are the areas that to me define luxury, and I think that that we as a firm are the epitome of luxury.
Yeah, I would agree. Definitely, from all I've seen, I 100% agree. All right, Mark, Jennifer, now it is time for the lightning round portion of the podcast.
Here we go.
You ready to go?
Sure.
All right. Are you a backseat driver?
Not me, because I'm never in the back seat.
Probably a little bit.
I think it's hard not to be if you're sitting shotgun. It definitely happens to all of us, for sure. So this is always a fun one. What is your dream job?
Boy, I think I've lived mine for the last 28 years. I love being able to reap what I sow, reap what we sow, I should say. I love the fact that, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it, that we don't have to depend on anybody other than ourselves to do what we do, and that we're rewarded for it. So I think we're living our dream job.
Yeah, great answer. I had a feeling that might come out. So where would you build your dream home?
Aspen, Colorado. I mean, why would anyone want to be anywhere else?
I get it.
We have a great home in Aspen, and my wife and I also have a home in South Florida, and we've got a boat. And our dream is to one day just get on the boat and sail off. So that's our dream.
Nice. Absolutely. My mother actually did that. Sailed the Bahamas or the Caribbean for like a year. So definitely recommend it.
Sounds pretty good today. It's snowing in about 20 degrees, so I'm ready for that.
Yikes. And I'm complaining about 50s here in North Carolina. So no way. So this last one's going to be a doozy. I hope it doesn't stump anyone. I think it's fun. If you could audition for a talent TV show, what song would you pick?
Oh my gosh.
Think favorite karaoke song, right?
I'd probably have to do something with that James Taylor did, something along those lines.
Okay. What about you, Jennifer?
Oh gosh, now you're asking me to take it back to college days, karaoke. I don't know. It would have to be a duet, though. I don't want to be up there by myself.
Okay, so everyone loves the song from Greece, right? That's always a fun duet song to carry.
Perfect.
We'll go with that. All right. We'll see. That wasn't too bad. Well, great. Well, once again, thank you, Mark and Jennifer, for joining me today and sharing, your experiences with Christies International and your luxury market. It was great picking both your brains.
You bet.
You're welcome. It was fun.
Thanks for visiting us.
Absolutely. So how can people contact you both if they have any questions or need help with real estate?
What's the best way?
We're always available by email or by phone. Real simple. Mark at christiesaspenre.com, Jennifer at christiesaspenre.com. Easiest way to get a hold of us. We'll always respond.
Instagram, Haldeman Banner Team.
Okay, great.
Find us there. Yep.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. And if anyone wants more information about the firm, you can visit us at ivisherjackson.com. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.
Bye-bye.